Good evening. My name is Bill Dean. I'm the Executive Vice President of the Texas Tech Alumni Association. And on behalf of the Alumni Association and Texas Tech University, we'd like to welcome you to the McKenzie Murkett Alumni Center and for this ring ceremony. Now, we have a logistics problem to start with. We always pretty well know how many ring recipients will be here. We don't know how many people they're going to bring with them. And so obviously we have almost a standing room only crowd. And so the first thing I'd like to do is ask if you are seated next to empty seats, hold up your hand. Not in the ring section. In the far section. Those at the back, if you see those hands, that means there are seats available where those hands have come up, and most of them are right up in front. The next thing I'd like to do, and this does apply to the ring section, is ask all the ring recipients in each row to get up and move over as far as you can to your right, leaving some empty seats on the end of each one of these sections. Don't cross the aisle, just move to the end of the section. Now we have plenty of empty seats available for those of you who are standing at the back or are not satisfied with where you're seated. There are plenty of seats right through here, and I would invite you, and I'll wait just a moment to start the program, I'd invite you to come forward and have a seat. I'm going to assume that those of you who are still standing just like to stand. Okay. Once again, welcome to our ring ceremony. This is a tradition that has grown and grown at Texas Tech. We hope it's an experience that you will remember for a lifetime. We are actually celebrating your academic achievement at Texas Tech. We're also celebrating the experiences you've had here, the friendships you've made, and the relationships that you've developed while you've been a student. When you look at the ring in the future, we hope some of those experiences will come back. Friends that you've made, relationships that you've developed, special events like the Carol of Lights this coming Saturday night. Maybe it was a professor who caused you to stretch just a little bit further than maybe you thought you could. A lot of memorable events. You've been here for 4 years. A lot of things have changed at Texas Tech. We've experienced unprecedented growth. Texas Tech has been named, while you're here, a National Research University by the Texas Coordinating Board. That's significant. It means between $8 and $9 million additional dollars each year to our academic program, not to mention the prestige that it gives Texas Tech and your degree. A lot of physical changes on this campus in the last 4 years, about $166 million worth. First of all, the new Jerry S. Rawls College of Business building, which is approximately $80 million. The $25 million renovation of the old business building, which is now the College of Media and Communications. A $4 million chapel just to our east, a $52 million residence hall for 550 students just to our south, the remodeling of our baseball facility at $4 million, a lot of physical changes. There have been some other changes. Dr. Guy Bailey, who had been president here for 3 years, resigned that position to go to Alabama in the summer. We're currently searching for a new president. Kirby Holcomb replaced longtime athletics director Gerald Myers during the last 4 years. We are in a capital campaign led by Chancellor Kent Hance to raise $1 billion, and we are about 95% there. That's going to mean some significant differences in our endowment, in our scholarship program, in our research programs, etc. Forbes magazine recently named Texas Tech as one of America's best college buys. In sports, We've had some ups and downs. Let's concentrate on the positive. Our women's tennis team won the Big 12 championship last spring, first ever for the tennis team. We've had great success in our Olympic or spring sports, men's and women's golf, tennis, soccer, track, not so much in the major sports, baseball, basketball, and football. But we're hopeful. As you came in tonight, you were greeted by members of our Student Alumni Board. These are basically individuals who serve our campus and serve our Alumni Association, and they're in charge of this event tonight. It was the Student Alumni Board in 1998 that conducted a market study among Tech students to try and determine if Tech students would embrace a single ring tradition, and the response was positive. And so those students, along with other Tech students, sat down and designed the ring that you're going to receive tonight, which will be explained in full to you as part of this ceremony. You've earned the ring. You had to have 75 hours in order to receive the ring. When you put it on, we suggest that you put it on with the double T facing inward. On graduation day, Interim President Skubinik will invite you to turn your tassels and turn your rings. So the double T will face outward as a symbol that you are a graduate of this university. The National Board of the Texas Tech Alumni Association presented you with a free membership, or will present you with that, as part of your participation in the ring ceremony. If you've already joined the Alumni Association, we'll extend it for an additional year. Your membership in this association is critical to the future of this university. We invite you to get involved in supporting Texas Tech as an alumna or an alumnus wherever you go. Get involved in local chapter activities, participate in academic recruiting. It isn't all about money. It does help. But it's not just money. It's involvement, it's participation, it's standing up for Texas Tech. And the best way to do that is through your Alumni Association. So we hope you'll take advantage of that opportunity. We hope you'll keep your membership alive and keep up with Texas Tech. I think this is probably the very best way to keep up with your university. Now let me introduce the participants in tonight's program. First of all is Texas Tech's Interim President, Dr. Lawrence Skubinik. He will present you with the ring as your name is called and you come across the stage. We'd like to ask you to hold that ring until all students have received theirs. Dr. Jim Brink. Dr. Brink is a longtime history professor, former senior vice provost for academic affairs for 12 years, currently a professor in the Honors College. Once you have received your ring and are seated, Dr. Brink is going to take you kind of on a tour of the ring and explain the different features of it to you. Robert Warnsman, a faculty member in journalism in the College of Media and Communications, will read your name as you come across the stage. Clara Garcia, I'm not sure where Clara is, but she'll participate in the ceremony. She is the president of the Student Alumni Board, and she will give you a scroll as you exit the stage, and you'll also be directed to sign a roll book that every student who's ever participated in these ceremonies has signed. Then Addie Brinkley and Sarah D'Agostani, they're with the Texas Tech Federal Credit Union. They're one of the sponsors of this program tonight, and they will present you with a paperweight, a replica of the ring that you're going to receive. The saddle tramp on the stage is Scott McAtee, and he will lead during part of the ceremony. He is the guy that's going to ring the victory bells tonight for each one of you who has received the ring. This time I'd like to introduce to you for some remarks Dr. Skubinik. Dr. Skubinik received his bachelor's degree from Phillips University, his master's degree from Texas A&M, his PhD in math from Indiana. He served as chairman of the math department on this campus, math and statistics, for 10 years. He was appointed interim dean and then later dean of the College of Arts and Sciences in 2010 and was named interim president of this university when Dr. Bailey left on August the 10th, 2012 of this year. He's the author of more than 50 scholarly publications He's received over $3.2 million in external funding for his research. He's received the President's Excellence in Teaching Award and is a member of the Teaching Academy. Last year he was a recipient of Texas Tech Inclusive Excellence Award given by the Department of Institutional Diversity, Equity, and Community Engagement. Dr. Skubinek.
Thank you, Dr. Dean. Good evening, parents, family, and especially students. This is a great opportunity for all of us to gather to celebrate what you've accomplished. This ring is a symbol of the hard work that has helped to get you to this point in your college career. It's also a reminder of your lasting connection to this institution. It's a public statement that you're a Red Raider. I suspect there will be many occasions when somebody will come up to you in the workplace, at a restaurant, at an airport, and notice your ring, and they'll point out that you have the shared experience of having attended Texas Tech. Those will be good occasions, and I imagine that you'll establish friendships from those interactions. In a more personal way, this ring is a message to your family. If you're many in a long line who have attended Texas Tech, it's a statement that you're part of the club. If you're the first in your family who will be graduated from Texas Tech, it's a point of pride to your family. And someday it will be a subtle message to your children of what you've achieved and what they too can achieve. Inside the ring are inscribed the words, "Strive for honor." That's a good reminder of how we should live our life every day. And if you follow that advice, you'll be a good ambassador for Texas Tech. It's an honor for me to be here this evening to share this occasion with you. It's a special time. Take a second and look around and try to capture this moment. Because all too quickly, it will be gone. But every time you touch your ring, it might bring back a good memory that you've had a Tech such as this. You should be very proud of what you've accomplished. I am. Thank you for letting me be part of the ceremony tonight.
Couple more introductions. Courtney Marshall is here. She's our Director of Membership. I'm not sure where she is. Okay. Lisa Lowe, Director of Multimedia and Communications. Mandy Wiley. Mandy is our Director of Affinity Merchandise. She is in charge of our ring sales. She basically is in charge of this ceremony. Manny Ramirez. Manny is an interim, an intern, not an interim. He's an intern in our marketing department. At the back of the room is Tim Shore. Tim, hold up your hand. Tim is a representative from Balfour. Balfour is a company that manufactures the rings. And when this ceremony is over, Tim will be up at the front. If you have any questions, any concerns about this ring, please come and share them with Tim, and he will make it right. We want you to be absolutely 100% satisfied with your ring. If there's anything wrong with it, we'll correct it. Also at the back, another representative from Balfour, former member of our staff here, as Tim was as well, Kurt Langford. Kurt, if you hold up your hand. Party time photos, gentlemen over to my right. We'll take a picture of you if you receive your ring tonight. And after the ceremony, they'll be available for pictures. A little cool outside, but I suspect they'll go out and take some pictures at the ring. Back in the foyer also is representatives from La Ventana, the yearbook, one of Tech's oldest traditions, dating back to 1925. Representatives from La Ventana are in the grand hall back there so that you may pick up a yearbook or purchase one. We are ready to begin the ceremony. Rio Acosta, El Paso. Michaela Addison, Carrollton. Amy Akabu, Dallas. Jessica Alvarado, El Paso. Miles Enigbo, Sugarland. Jennifer Aaron, Weatherford. Michael Aston Perriton. Alexis Atkins Allen. Hillary Austin, Lindale. Daniel Avia, El Paso. William Baker, Amarillo. Alexandria Bates, Maybank. Catherine Beard, Weatherford. Michelle Behar, San Antonio. David Bazan, Lubbock. Kara Bergman, Grapevine. Brian Bolger, Mesquite. Michael Boughton, Allen. Jennifer Brooks, Deer Park. Elizabeth Bryant, Laredo. Casey Bryant, Cypress. Megan Burns, Rockwall. Calvin Burns, Dallas. Catherine Burris, El Paso. Catherine Butler, Great Garland. Brennan Buckskipper, Slayton, Texas. Heather Calloway, Flower Mound. Connor Campbell, Carrollton. Kenneth Campbell, Dallas. Alicia Caffrey, Katy. Kyle Campbell, Wiley. Are you ready, sir? All right. You need to teach them how to sign their signature. All right. Adrian Carrasco, Roswell, New Mexico. Corbin Carsrud, Corpus Christi. Amanda Castillo, Lubbock. Veronica Castro, Houston. Zachary Chapman, Corsicana.
Sophia Chapel, Cyprus. Allison Chumney, Lubbock. Cody Clark, Indianapolis, Indiana. Elaine Coddington, San Antonio. Darian Condarco, Junction. Daniel Konvaloff, Bowie, Texas. Morgan Crump, Midlothian, Texas. Nathaniel Culbertson, Denton. Stephen Culpepper, Midland. Kevin Cummings, Plano. Nicholas DeWinney, Austin. Tasha Doherty, Abilene. Dawson Dory, Dallas. David Dover, Midland. Megan Falconer, Carrollton. Jacqueline Fierro, Helotes, Texas. Austin Duncan, Amarillo. Elizabeth Dunn, The Colony. Ashley Eddy, Missouri City. Adriana Pike, Hobbs, New Mexico. Crystal Fleming, Cyprus. Alexis Flores, San Antonio. Jason Florine, T. Christian Ellison, Grossbeck. Michael Foreman, San Angelo. Robert Fawcett, Cleburne, Texas. Rebecca Frazier, Lovington, New Mexico. Daviana Garcia, San Antonio. Dulce Garcia, Lubbock. Eric Garza, Lubbock. Joshua Garza, La Mesa. Christina Gomez, Spring. Veronica Gonzalez, Lubbock. Jared Grunicki, Canton. John Griffin, Whitewright. Trey Groves, Seymour. Jamie Harmeyer, Lovington, New Mexico. Jacqueline Haltom, Lubbock. Morgan Harned, Rowlett. Alyssa Hartman, Fredericksburg. Frederick Hawkins, Bay City. Eric Hellman, Munster. Lisa Henderson, Midland. Marcus Henderson, Louisville. Shelby Holloway, Belleville. Kevin Holmes, Houston. Ashley Hood, Lindale. Chad Hopkins, Mesquite. Hillary Howard, Midland. Ricky Huckabee, Levelland. Brittany Hoosman, Lubbock. Zachary Jaggers, Mount Vernon. Ethan Poso, Aledo, New Mexico. Ryan Jordan, Humboldt. Lindsay Jones, League City. Rachel Jones, Lubbock. Stephanie Kaufman, Katy. Kendall Kennedy, Midland. Cassidy Ketron, Seminole. Kelly Kimball, Plano. Kyle Kitchen, Austin. Meredith Clipple, Round Rock. Kelsey Kostrava, Plano. Sarah Koya, Odessa. April Langto, Keller. Eric Lance, Comfort. Brianna Connor, Coahoma. Pause now to reflect. On what would you like us to reflect, sir? The good times. Actually, Dr. Rink talking about students not writing fast enough. When I got to visit my 4th grade teaching daughter's classroom, the students there were quite impressed. She told them that I teach writing at Texas Tech. And one of them said, "What kind? Cursive?" I'm here to pledge to you that I have not been able to teach any of my students cursive. Jenny Luke, Munster. Christina Luea, Lubbock. Alexander Lozano, Arlington. Kirsty Lockhart, Breckenridge. Kevin Lewis, San Antonio. Rebecca Leal, Dallas. Caitlin Leachman, Needville. Michael Lara, Lubbock. Salina Luna, San Antonio. Dolores Luna, Andrews. Lane Magnus, Hobbs, New Mexico. Terry Manis, Hobbs, New Mexico. Lexi Marshall, Cleburne, Texas. Connie Maza, Galveston. Stephen McCarty, Round Rock. Catherine McKeever, Stanford. Catherine Melinder, Pearland. Selena Mendoza, El Paso. Aaron Miller, San Antonio. Lorenzo Morales, San Antonio. Corey Moreno, Houston. Caitlin Morgan, Rogers. David Morris, Ransom Canyon. Anthony Mouton, Houston. Henry Nelson, Garland. Chelsea Odell, Breckenridge. Ray Olivas, Fort Worth. Charles Olivier, Winnie. Janet Orta, Lubbock. Katie Parks, Sherman. Alyssa Peckham, Joshua. Elizabeth Perkins, Liberty. Chris Plunkett, Wake. Alexandria Popko, Arlington. April Torres, El Dorado. Manuel Ramirez, Fort Worth. Elissa Remmert, Liberty Hill. Russell Richards, Clifton. Rigsby, Falfurrias, Texas. Kelsey Robinson, Arlington. Jacqueline Ronquillo, Dumas, Texas. Rachel Rossin, Abilene. Elissa Russells, Levelland. Ryan Russell, Mansfield. Melissa Riva, Littleton, Colorado. Demetria Salinas Tahoka. Brittany Santo, Frisco. Eric Schneider, Rice City. Jillian Schrader, Colleyville. Christopher Skurlock, Midland. Miguel Alejandro Castro Segura, Austin. Anna Cerna, Houston. John Shiflett, Houston. Kelsey Silva, Early. Matt Sipes, Fort Worth. Donald Six, just like the duck and number, Austin. Donald Six, back. Sarah Sloan, San Saba. Carly Smith, The Woodland. Kayla Smith, Plano, Tampa. Leah Smith, Munster. Josephina Soli.